I look at this and fiddle around with it and try and get it where how I want it. And I have to trust that you can see and that it's clear, because I'm trying to focus, and for me to focus on the camera, on the phone, I need to be like this. If I'm like this, it's not so clear. We've both got appointments in Kent in next month for Specsavers, and I'm gonna make sure that I get glasses that I can read the backs of cooking ingredients, because this is ridiculous. I am uploading a video that I made yesterday in the garden when we were down with the chickens and I brought the brooders out from their cage. I must have started uploading that at 4 o'clock, and it's now meow. It's now 8:30 on Monday morning, and it still has 77% to go. What do you want? You watch. Let's see if I can pick you up. Oh, wet feet. Oh, very wet feet. How did that happen? So yeah, that's taking forever. I made the oat cookies. I can't remember whether it was the same day. I can't remember now whether I made them and had one on the same day. It wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. So on Saturday, and I had one, and it was okay. It wasn't desperately sweet, but that's fine with me. I didn't want desperately sweet. And I had some kombucha, and I didn't feel good in the evening. I felt bloated, and I felt a bit headachy again. And I thought, I didn't know what to put it down to. I know that there was sugar in the kombucha, and somebody has said, I don't want to just say somebody, I need to say the name of the somebody, because it's rude not to. Bastanor said about that most of the sugar's been consumed by the SCOBY. What is the SCOBY? And been transformed. So I'll give it a go again this afternoon when my eating window's open. I'll have a little bit more and see what happens. But having been without sugar now for nearly 8 weeks, not without sugar, there's obviously been sugar in things that I've eaten, but not deliberately eaten sugar. It's just uncomfortable. My digestive system, since I've been doing this, you're going, are you? Okay. Since I've been doing this, my digestive system has been amazing. It's as if it doesn't exist, which is fine by me, but it's just very weird because I've always been aware of the workings going on, not desperately, but always been aware of my digestive system working on whatever's been given to eat, and now it's just like it's not there, which is probably how it could be how it is for other people and how it's always been, but it's not always been like that for me. But it's like it's not there. So when I have something now, like the oat cookie or the kombucha, and then I'm feeling it later on during the evening, it's unpleasant, and I don't want to feel like that anymore. I don't want to feel bloated. I don't normally feel bloated anyway. Without bread, I don't feel bloated. So I think it's without gluten is the thing. So that's where I really want to be. That's what I really want to be doing. Is it and with my blood results, it's obviously healing for me. Really important. So I'll give the kombucha again a try again this afternoon. I'll have a small amount. It wasn't a large amount I had before, and see what happens. But if I end up feeling like sort of just a mild not even going to say headache, but a mild um, brainy thing, going on. I'm not going to have it. It's annoying. I'm going to have to give it away or get Mark to drink it. And I probably wouldn't have noticed had I not stopped sugar nearly 8 weeks ago. I think it's you notice when you reintroduce something, which is what how you end up. People end up doing detox diets. They take a lot of stuff out of their diet, then gradually reintroduce it so that they can feel and test how it affects them. Of course, I'm feeling that now, so I'm not going to do that, and I'm not eating the oat cookies again. Mark will have to eat them. He had a hell of a job the other day. He cleaned the oven. Now, he did a really good job with the oven itself. We did a really good job. Cleaned the oven, which really needed cleaning. And now I think it's down to my level. He sat with it and did it, and you can reach into it because it's down quite low. So he did a good job of that, and then it was dinner time. So I said, well, I'd like to come in and cook now before you carry on. Can't remember what I cooked. And then he took the door off in the afternoon because the door comes off. There's a video that we watched before on YouTube telling you how to take the door off, because it's one of those slide, roll and hide doors, which they use on Bake Off. And I bought the oven specifically so that I wouldn't burn myself when I'm trying to reach into the microwave when everything was higher. So I'd struggle to, so I didn't want to burn myself. So getting the door out of the way made a big difference. So anyway, he took the door off, and that came off quite easily, and cleaned it. It looks okay on the oven. It doesn't look okay when you hold it up to the light, because it's double glass, at least double glass, and some of the cleaning products had dropped down in between the two layers. But he couldn't get it back on again. And I mean, really, all you're doing is reversing what you did to get it off, and he couldn't get it back on. I think it probably took him 2 hours. And he was exhausted, and I was, because I just am exhausted with him being exhausted. And I think I made him go away from it for a while, because he will not stop. And sometimes you need to go away from something and then come back to it. I managed to persuade him to go off and come back to it. I said, I'm not waiting to use the oven. Just go away and have a coffee or whatever. I think I made supper. Yeah, I think I made supper, because afterwards he said that it had been quite restorative, which meant he could go back and do it, and he got it on. But it was quite worrying, because he'd got a crowbar out there, and another small thing that was looking like a crowbar, a socket set, and I was like, oh God, because I suppose the reason it impacted on me is because I'm sitting here thinking, don't drop my oven door, don't break my oven door. So he got it on, but he's got a tiny socket at the back underneath it somewhere, left under there. And he said yesterday, he said, I think I'm going to take the door off to get. And I went, no, leave it. Or wait a while. Just wait. God. So we have jobs today. Gradually working. This is great. We're really gradually working through and getting the house in some sort of order after nearly a year of it being out of order. When we moved out of this room and the kitchen, everything, all of the furniture, all of my cooking utensils and everything, the larder was emptied, everything was emptied. And I ended up doing a lot of cooking in the utility room using the microwave and the air fryer for weeks. It was horrible. So a lot of stuff got moved out into the utility room, and then over a few months, stuff's gradually come back in. Obviously, my kitchen's been put back together. This room's been put back together, but there's still stuff out there that hasn't been looked at, and it's months and months and months, and it's like, hold on, I hate throwing things away because there is no away. So I hate throwing things away. So which is okay, but what happens is like there's a bag out there that came out of what was the downstairs bathroom. So there's a lot of stuff in there that came out of what was the bathroom and is now laundry room. That needs either moving upstairs or dumping, and I can't bring myself. I will today. I'll get a big black bag and dump stuff, but I hate dumping stuff. I just feel bad because I know that it goes somewhere. It doesn't just magically disappear. There is no way. I think there's quite a few bottles of lotions and potions that I can tip out into the black bag, not into the micro station, and then recycle the containers. So I'm going to do that. So we're going to have a clean up out there. It's a room that's got old coats in it, and our shoes are out there, the freezer's out there, the hot water cylinders out there, and all of the tinned goods are out there. So it doesn't have to be special, and it isn't special because it's got a weird ceiling, and so he put me another shelf in there the way he did in the laundry room, a big work area, and every so often I have to go and sweep it off because there's just loads of gravelly crud that's come down from the grenier above it, and it's a massive grenier. I'll never be able to show it you now, but years ago we would be able to go up there, and there's pictures of me up there when they were doing the roof, which is at least 2010. I'll have a look and see if I can find a picture and add it in here somewhere. But it's a massive grenier. You'd get easily make another 4 rooms up there. It's like bedrooms and bathrooms, but we have more than we need here anyway. So we it's just a big, massive, empty space apart from stuff that we've put up there that we didn't want to get rid of. So yeah, that's the weekend, and that's today, and hopefully clearing up in the utility room won't be as trying as the oven door was. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to say. Pauline, you said, I love that piece of furniture in the passage with the carved doors. That is a massive, here it's called a buffet. In England, we'd probably call it a sideboard. Massive. It's got 3 big cupboardy, 4 doors. So it's got a big double cupboard, 2 end doors, and then it's got drawers. And we bought it in Emmaus, and they wouldn't let me buy it unless I bought the table and chairs that went with it. Or was it that I wanted the table and chairs and they wouldn't let me buy it without the buffet because they were a pair? I had a very much smaller sideboard in that position that I'd bought in England years and years ago, antique looking thing. And it wasn't until we put this one in that I realised that this space, it made more sense in this space than my small sideboard. Joe's got my small sideboard now somewhere. Yeah, it just fits that space really well. It is lovely. It's a lovely piece of furniture. And who else? Deanna, lots of nice things, thank you, to say. I think I'm fine. Yes, I will meditate. I will keep meditating. Mrs. Hopalong was hopping along yesterday. When we went to let the chickens back in, because I locked them out, which you'll have seen. When we went to let them back in, as we walked down the garden, sort of not at bedtime, but almost, everybody came running up, and she was coming up too. She wasn't running, but attempting to. I think she'll be fine. That foot's slightly turned, And I think that will always be like that. But she's managing really well, and we'll leave her in the we'll leave the tape on her until another week, and then take it off probably, and maybe retape her, because it's not holding her back, but it will be supporting where the breaks are. So we'll do that. Okay. Do I have my second cup of coffee now? 8:45. Yeah, why not? Okay, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Thanks for not liking. Still helps the algorithm. And how far has that got now, that video? What was it on? Oh, 80%. That's 4% more than it did overnight. I've had to reload it. Oh, it's a pain in the bum. Right, okay. See you soon.